So this dog had a rare skill his owners didn't know about. That was until the truth came out on Halloween. The family had just adopted Jasper and was told he didn't have any training. But that couldn't have been further from the truth. That's because Jasper revealed this skill while the parents took their kids out trick-or-treating. They were just walking down the street when Jasper lunged at a trick-or-treater in a pirate costume. The husband quickly pulled back the leash and scolded him for acting out. "He must just not like pirates," he joked nervously as Jasper barked relentlessly at the boy. Then suddenly, about a block of walking later, Jasper slipped out of his collar. The husband chased after him, but it was no use. He was locked onto the pirate. To everyone's relief, Jasper didn't even leave a scratch on the boy. Instead, he snatched the pillowcase filled with candy right out of his hand, then bolted down the street. The pirate cried and chased, but Jasper was too fast. Down the street, he pawed through the bag, snatching up a baggie filled with small, colorful discs that looked like candy, but weren't. Just then, an off-duty police officer who lived nearby rushed over. "Well, I know what these are," the officer said. "Your dog may have just saved that child's life, but not just any dog can sniff these kinds of things out." When the little pirate finally caught up, tears filled his eyes. He had trick-or-treated throughout the entire neighborhood at this point, knocking on nearly 100 doors in the process. And although he was sad the officer needed to confiscate the pillowcase, he was safe, which was most important of all. As his parents ushered him back home, the attention was back on Jasper. "We just adopted him last week," the husband said as he adjusted the collar and leash. That's when the officer's eyes grew wide. Without another word, he had a strong inclination of what had happened. "Do you mind if I send a picture of him to the dog handlers at the station?" he asked. Although he didn't work directly with the K9 unit, his hunch was right. As it turned out, Jasper wasn't just an everyday dog. He was a local police station's detection dog, one that had gone missing the week prior. When the husband and his family arrived at the pound that very same week, Jasper had just arrived. They had no idea he was a highly trained police dog. The only trouble was, Jasper was a bit of an escape artist as well. And because German Shepherds were quite popular around this particular town, differentiating one from another was an uphill battle. No one could have guessed that he would be found performing the exact duties he was trained to do. And so while the husband and his family were happy that Jasper was in the right place at the right time to save the little boy, they were worried about if they could keep him or not. Even though the police station was just a short walk from their house, they knew that saying goodbye meant they would rarely see him again. "I'll have to talk to the station," the police officer said, "but I can't promise anything. He's one of 2 detection dogs, and they've been searching for him all week." On that somber note, the family headed home with Jasper for what might be the last night they'd share together. And so they made a hearty meal for him loaded with steak and potatoes. They took family photos with him, and they covered his favorite toy with peanut butter as a special treat. The very next day, they received the call. The husband's heart sank when he saw the police station on caller ID, but he reluctantly answered the phone. Jasper needed to return to the station after all. Although the family expected this, hearing the news wasn't any easier. The K9 unit handler explained how many months they took to train Jasper and how valuable he was to keep the community safe. But then, he went on to say something the husband didn't expect. It was that Jasper still needed a dependable home. And so, the agreement was that Jasper could stay with the family so long as he was at the station during working hours, as well as on call. Thankfully, the station was just a short walk away. And so, their unlikely companion supported the station for many years to come, especially each Halloween.